Hey folks, happy Saturday morning rant. I know it's Sunday, travel this weekend. Actually, I'm off to Detroit now. What do I want to talk about today? I want to talk about, it is almost the 4th anniversary of the murder of George Floyd. And that's crazy. 4 years went fast, but when you think of it in terms of progressive gains for black and brown people, the truth is, it's hard to wrap your head around how quickly we went from progress to regression. Like, literally, white folks was tripping over themselves to give black folks something just a couple of years ago. And I got a lot to say about that, because people was... If you look at my tweets from back then, I said what was going to happen. I was like, here's the cycle. Murder of a black man. Hashtag creation of philanthropic efforts to help black folks, painting of murals, black and white people, videos of us dancing in the streets together just to remind people that we're unified. Can't we all just get along? Then the George Floyd fellowships popped up. It was in the middle of DEI, so it propelled DEI forward. People started watching the movie 13th, volunteering and shit. Yo, that was 2 years ago, actually. That was like, at the height of post-George Floyd murder. Like, we need these Negroes to settle down. That was just a couple of years ago. Now look where we are. We're literally worse the fuck off than before George Floyd got murdered. And we're worse the fuck off because the white folks who stepped up to do something during that time, both conservative and progressive, I would argue, progressive, was equally angry that they was pressured into doing some shit. They didn't want to do what they did. They just did that shit to quell the mob. Like, that is the way to quell the mob. That's how it works. People get too far. I mean, it's like the social safety net, welfare, public assistance, whatever you want to call it this decade. It's all about keeping black folks and poor white folks chilling the fuck out. And you give them a little something. And people know the model. And, after George Floyd's murder, people was fired the fuck up, lighting shit on fire, burning shit down, breaking shit open, whatever the fuck they needed to do, which I actually ain't got no beef with. I know how people feel about it, but oppressors telling the oppressed how to protest oppression is oppressive. And so people get to fucking respond how they want to respond to oppression. But at the same time, like, I knew that shit was bullshit. I knew it wasn't going nowhere. I knew it wasn't real, and I knew it wasn't permanent. Because unfortunately, like, real change takes forever in this country. It takes forever. It doesn't happen in 4 months. Otherwise, you end up right where we are now. Like, literally turning the clock the fuck back. And so y'all know I talk mostly about nonprofits. So let me pivot and focus on nonprofits for a second and what my beef is. Because during that time, when everybody was super woke, might not be the original meaning of woke, but I don't give a fuck. It's what it means now. And so when everybody was super fucking woke, it was like, yo, we should have sleep culture at nonprofits. We should have yoga culture at nonprofits. We should have retreat culture at nonprofits. We should have unlimited PTO. We shouldn't have to fucking sign in, sign out, prove we worked. None of that shit. Super woke. All that shit is so fucking stupid, I swear to God. Like, I sat there and watched that shit. It was just as bad as corporate America hiring a fucking black woman who graduated from the HBCU as their DEI person and sticking her in a corner office and telling her she ain't got the power to do shit. Even though all those jobs are kind of gone now, too. But, like, the nonprofit version of that was just as insidious. And there's still some remnants of that shit today. And I think it's terrible. You know why I think it's terrible? Like, this idea that black folks somehow don't have the fucking capacity to do the jobs you hire them for. The hard part is getting the fucking job and getting the training to be good at it. The people who get the jobs because you created an avenue for them to get the jobs, right? You were thoughtful about where you shop the jobs. You created enough time in the hiring process to make sure you could achieve as much diversity as possible. You know, you put them through a rigorous hiring process like anyone else. Maybe you offered some supports to them so that they could get trained up for the job. But beyond that, treat them like a fucking leader. Treat them like a fucking person. Treat them like a professional. Treat them like somebody who has the capacity to do the job. Not this paternalistic bullshit. Like, everybody doesn't need fucking yoga at work or fucking, like, I don't know. I can't even fucking keep up with all the shit y'all doing. Reiki at work. Acupuncture at work. How about you pay a motherfucker what he's worth and let him decide where the fuck he wants to, like, spend his or her money? Because the truth is, yeah, it's great to go to fucking Hawaii on a fucking retreat or some beautiful island off, you know, Georgia or some shit. Like, it's all great, but that ain't really vacation. That ain't where the fuck I want to spend my time when I'm off. That ain't the people I want to hang out with when I'm off. All this shit where we call each other family at work. Y'all ain't fucking family. You gonna fire somebody one day. There's a chance you gotta fire somebody. You don't fire your fucking family. Some people do. But you get what I'm saying. Like, stop calling each other family. You could say you're in community. You ain't in family. And I don't want to be in family. I want to make more money. That's why people come to work, to make money. All this shit about, oh, you working in a nonprofit, so therefore you sacrificed income. So I'm supposed to fucking do poorly so I can help other people do better? I'm supposed to remain part of the fucking class of people that are unable to take care of themselves and their family so I can do what? Help people who can't take care of themselves and their family? How fucking stupid and ass backwards is that? And if I make 40 grand a year and you take me on your little fucking retreats and I do yoga and, like, I get a little bit more rest than I normally would, which is fucking stupid because nonprofit jobs are just fucking difficult to begin with. I don't care how many days you go to fucking Puerto Rico on a retreat. Like, but am I better off? Am I, like, building wealth for my kids? Am I putting any money away, making any kind of investments? Or am I just struggling just like the clients to only one day potentially be a client again? I don't get it, man. It's so insulting, actually. I find it insulting. And you know, the directly impacted people, the poor people, the black people, the brown people who just ride that fucking wave, like all the people who took the fucking philanthropic dollars after George Floyd was murdered. I saw y'all. Y'all saw it as a way to get your salary up, to start your little organizations, you know, to take care of yourselves. But that's the problem. That's the problem. You took care of yourself. You didn't take care of everybody. You didn't pull anyone along with you. And here it is just fucking 4 years later. Probably only 2 years later, because it took black folks a year and a half. It took white folks a year and a half or so to figure out black folks wasn't playing. So how long you been in that position? Couple years? What'd you get? You got a fellowship. You got 50,000, 75,000, 100,000, which I ain't even mad at. I'm like, yo, you should be able to do good and do well. But if you knew you was doing some shit that was all about you and that was meant to keep everybody else oppressed, shame on you. Because that's what y'all did. A lot of y'all was like, I got through the door. Please slam that shit. Please slam that door and do whatever the fuck you could do to make sure other folks don't get in it behind me. Because this is about me. I'm in. And now here we are. All back in the same fucking place. In a worse fucking place. In a worse place. So look, I know this shit is going to be controversial because people love that woke shit. And I'm not saying, like, I understand why people love the woke shit, because white folks finally was like, let's get these niggas something. But it wasn't systemic. It wasn't permanent. You know, it wasn't even in good faith. And actually, in the end, if you scratch beneath the fucking veneer, it's really a purely white liberal agenda most times. That's what it is mostly. It ain't what the fuck black folks want. And y'all know how I feel about this capitalism shit. Like, I'm not no fan of the fucking byproduct of capitalism, especially late market capitalism. At the same time, let a nigga get some money before we decide capitalism ain't the right thing. You know, like the idea that we somehow pursuing the undoing of capitalism while your ass is wealthy as fuck and I'm poor as fuck and I'm the one marching in the streets and I'm the one fucking carrying water for this fucking movement that I'm not even sure why the fuck I'm part of is fucking crazy. Black folks got an agenda for the work they want to do for themselves, and it don't look like this white liberal shit. You know, it don't look like this white liberal. It don't look like it. Like, this the 4th fucking anniversary of George Floyd, And I'm so pissed off that we're right back to people saying, you better vote for Biden because the opposite is even worse. You think we don't fucking know how bad things are? But I know one thing, Biden need to step the fuck up and do some concrete shit. Put some money in the nigga's pocket. That's the thing. Y'all like, oh, how these black folks suddenly looking toward Trump. They don't like his racist ass, but he put some money in the nigga's pocket. Better or for worse. Democrats, that's not what they do. When Obama did his version of what the fuck Trump did his shit because of COVID. Obama did his shit because of the housing crisis. But Trump put money in the nigga's pocket, and fucking Obama put money in the hands of charity. Because that's what niggas need. Charity. I'm not here standing for Trump, but I am here standing for money. Niggas need money. I don't know what's wrong with y'all in this nonprofit space. You want to underpay people. You want to give them low to no fringe benefits, high turnover jobs, 60, 70 hours a week. And then you want to take me on a motherfucking spa retreat. Choke on it. That's what I got to say. I ain't really speaking for myself. I'm good. I'm good. I ain't speaking for myself, but I am speaking for Glenn fucking 20 years ago, and I'm speaking for whoever the fuck today is caught up in this vicious fucking cycle. Because I wish somebody would have fucking checked me before I put in 17 years of that bullshit. That's what I got to say. I hope philanthropy and I hope nonprofit changes over the next few years, and the least I could do is have some voice, since I know that I'm not the same kind of target I was just a few years ago. That's it. I'm good. That's my weekend. Off to Detroit. Y'all have a great weekend. Don't let nobody steal your rainbow. Peace.